She's so excited. Little does she know, she's going to get her butt juice squeezed and her nails clipped. So is Ralph. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Ralph? Hey guys, so just gonna be a bad hot mess today. I had so many plans to get so much shit done today and zero happened. I'm about to muster up the energy to do the dishes and sweep downstairs, but oh Lord, Ralph, please don't start. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess I just thought the closer I got to like the end of the first trimester, the more my energy would come back, but it seems like the less energy I have. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know. But, excuse me. So, I came home from, first off, we took the dogs to get their nails trimmed, butt juiced, all that stuff, because TMI, but they can't. Like, if we don't do that, then they just express their anal glands when they play fight, and it goes everywhere. I don't know. My dogs squirt like skunks. It's very bizarre. So we had to be there for like 30 minutes. It took a while. And then when I came home, like almost as soon as I came home, I had to like hurry up and edit my vlog so I could get it up. And I got it uploading. And then I got a call from my OBGYN that I have my very first appointment with tomorrow, my new one. And they were like, we have to cancel your appointment if we don't get your records from your fertility place. Because when I called and made the appointment, if you have been seeing a fertility place or if you've been in the care of another OBGYN during the pregnancy, they require to have the records from that, which makes sense to me, prior to meeting with them. Makes total sense to me. The thing is, they told me that like 2.5 weeks ago when I made my appointment, and I was like, oh, okay. And right after I got off the phone with them, I called the Houston Fertility Institute, which the more I love them. I love my doctor, but like some of it I don't love. So I called the records office right away. I told them I need this done now because they have to have it. Usually they wouldn't even make your appointment without it, but they went ahead and did that for me. So they're like, yeah, no problem. I'm going to email you the form to sign. I get that HEPA form or whatever so we can release your records. So I signed that and I emailed it right back to her. She's like, I'll take care of this today. And she was like, I'm going to mail it. I'm like, no, they want you to fax it. And she's like, our fax machine is not working. We're just mailing things. Because there seems to be an issue every time we fax something, they don't get it. I'm like, that's these places, I don't understand how every OBGYN you fax something to doesn't get it. So I was like, okay, well, I guess it's 2.5 weeks. So the OBGYN called today and said, we never got anything. So I called the Houston Fertility Institute freaking out. And they're like, oh, I don't know what happened. We mailed it out on the 21st. It should have been there. And I'm just like, well, they didn't get it. This is why I said to fax it, you know? So I was like, you need to fax it today. So I just started getting so freaking stressed out because I didn't want them to cancel my appointment. And when I get like, not stressed, just worried, necessarily not like stressed out. I don't want to say stressed out, but when I get worried or anxiety really bad, like almost to the level of a panic attack, I just fall asleep. That with the fact that I like have been falling asleep anyway because the pregnancy stuff. I just fell asleep for like 5 hours. I just woke up like, oh my God, it is 5 o'clock. I just slept the whole day. There's a car alarm going off. Anyway, yeah, so I fell asleep for 5 hours. The dogs, I think, were like really tired because Ralph loves the vets and he loves the vet techs, but Amber, she gets really stressed out there. But they slept, thank God. They were just like tired too. They slept on their beds next to the couch with me. But I cannot believe I fell asleep for 5 hours. I'm like, am I going to sleep tonight? But I was just so tired. And I'm like, shouldn't I be getting like less tired? I literally have the energy to do nothing. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. I just thought the closer I got to the end of the first trimester, like the less the like tiredness would be an issue. I don't know, maybe I was wrong. Anyway, I gotta do dishes and sleep now. That's the least I can do since I slept all day. Jeez, I just feel like I don't feel guilty about it because I know Justin understands, but I feel very unproductive when that happens. It just for some reason really bothers me. So I had the energy to make dinner and do the dishes and stuff, so that's good. But it's like bedtime now, and tomorrow is our first appointment with an OB. And I like my old OB. I didn't like my very first OB I had like over 3.5 years ago because he didn't take anything seriously. They didn't take like, they said like when I had the pregnancy that had the miscarriage, they were like, oh, we don't need to see you till like 10 weeks, which was weird because having PCOS, there's a chance of having low progesterone, which I had. And with this pregnancy, so who knows what would happen if they had actually seen me when they like to just at least do blood work. So I didn't like that one. I went to one in the Woodlands where my friend Crystal recommended. We had different doctors though. And he's the one that ended up sending me to the Fertility Institute. I really, really, really love that doctor. Like he sits there, he listens to you. Like he is such a good doctor. You like him too, right? Oh my God, I love him so much. The only problem is the hospital he delivers at is like 45 minutes away from our house. And if we didn't have, well, first off, I don't really want to drive 45 minutes to the hospital if I'm in labor. But another big thing is I don't want us to be that far from Amber and Ralph because my mother-in-law is staying with the dogs. And then she's going to come up to the hospital like a couple hours a day. And when she comes up, Justin's probably going to come home and walk him and stuff. Just because Ralph's so strong, we don't let anyone else really walk him. And so we want to be close. And I wanted to deliver at a certain hospital. So I found this doctor. And I don't really know anything about her. I had to go through all the doctors on my insurance list that were like approved, and then I checked their like reviews and stuff on Health Grade and all those doctor review websites, and she had good reviews. She only had one bad review, and I figure like for all the babies she's probably delivered, one really bad review is probably just like, I don't know, the person's review seems so ridiculous and dramatic, like almost unbelievable, that I was like, out of all the people who have probably seen this woman, there's just one bad review. It's probably a little dramatic and not necessarily all true. Because she said, like, supposedly the doctor was concerned that she had high blood pressure and wanted her to run a couple tests or whatever. And she said she couldn't afford it. And then she claims that this doctor started screaming at her that she's too poor to have a baby. And, like, everyone in the waiting room heard, and she was so embarrassed. And I just, like, I really can't see that happening with any doctor. And I really think if this doctor was like that, then more people would complain. It just seems a little off to me. So anyways, the reason I picked her out of all the other ones was it said she was listed as doing VBACs, like she'll do natural delivery after a C-section. And a lot of the doctors listed on our site that don't. And that kind of made me think she's more open-minded. Just because, like, my old doctor, my fertility doctor, had no problem with me being a vegetarian. I really don't want to have to deal with a doctor that... I feel like nowadays more people understand you could get nutrition and be a vegetarian and be fine. I was obviously able to get pregnant finally when I went back to being a vegetarian. So that's my only concern, is that I'm going to have to hear some shit about being a vegetarian. And if she's like that, then we're finding another doctor because she's obviously not educated enough on the subject. Because if my like top specialist in Houston is okay with it, then I know that there's nothing wrong with it. So that's my only concern. But that's going on tomorrow. So I'm going to go to bed because we have to get up so early. And hopefully we'll have an ultrasound. This is like a completely new place. So I know some people have said their doctor never let them record the ultrasound. So we'll just kind of have to see how this goes. That's another thing I need to add to the questions. Are you okay if we film the birth? I mean, people film their children's birth all the time. I don't necessarily need to tell her all our business about you too, but anyways, I need to add that question. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm about to drop the phone. Bye.